RadioSEEN.
Yeah, SM Enlightenment. If you're just joining us, it is SM Enlightenment. We are the original SM crew and organization of musically talented disc jockeys and party people. The man on the mix, he is the Grand Wizard. Stevie D inside the place to be. We got Don J in the house. The very lovely April Freshness is Skyping in with us. And as promised, as billboarded, we got a very special guest with us. Okay, all the way from Bridgeport, Connecticut, USA. He flew in. We flew him in. We spent a lot of money to get him here, you know. Overnight flight. It was the red eye. Okay, he was sitting next to Octomom in there. But hey, we got my main man, White Flash. White Flash in the house, y'all. Give it up for White Flash, the legendary White Flash. All right. Brother White Flash.
Yes, sir.
What's going on, my man?
Grateful to be here, man, with the 40 and over club over here.
40 and over? Ain't nobody 40 over here. What are you talking about?
Many moons ago.
Oh, man. So, I know a lot of people, locally here in Connecticut. We in Connecticut. Locally, a lot of people, they hear about you. They see you, DJing in the clubs and this and that. But a lot of people really don't know your history in hip hop and the whole music and the whole movement and everything. So, what I'd like to do is I'd like to recap a little bit and let's take it back a little bit. So if I could paint the picture of a young White Flash, and I know we got to go back a little bit.
Y'all was there. Don't act like y'all wasn't there. Y'all was there.
Flash, what was it that moment? How old was you when you just knew that you wanted to be involved in this music?
Man, probably back in 77, 76.
76, 77.
High school days. I went to Hardin High School.
Okay.
And you know what the basketball program was like back then.
Uh-huh.
Wes Matthews, John Bagley. And
talking to the mic. We want to make sure people hear you.
We good. I played a lot of sports in high school, but in the off season, I used to work out with the basketball team.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So during the games, they used to have this one little turntable with a speaker, and they needed music played for the warm-up line.
Nice.
So I used to have to, play one record on a turn, put the mic up to the, while they're in the warm-up line.
Just
so
one record.
Yeah, just
one record, then, one need, and this.
Rapidly Rocking the House was like 20 minutes long.
Nice. But, yeah, because that's 77. That's like, is it Dance to the Drummers beat? What, like around that? I know that was like around that time.
Get Up and Dance, Freedom. It was the Voltage Brothers. I mean, it was just crazy back then, man.
So okay, so what is it that transforms you from that to actually like getting your first set of turntables and
mismatch turntables?
Okay.
We couldn't get to that match back in the day. We had to get the Gerard and they still had the 45 stem hanging up in the middle. So, I had a straight arm and an S arm on one. Yeah, we never had no matching turntables till like the beginning of the 80s, man. You know how it was, man. Back then we didn't really do it for no money. We just did it because that was the love that we had for it.
Now, what were your influences to want to DJ? Like, what was you hearing at that time? When we think about like 1978, 70, 79, like 77, like what was your influence, like hip hop wise?
All the old school brothers, man. Grandmaster Flash, Charlie Chase, Joey D back in the day, Super Mario. I mean, all the old school do. Mastodon, rest in peace. Dr. Rock from the Force MDs.
Wow.
Man.
Now, see, because we got some flyers. I grabbed some flyers from your Facebook, all right? And I know we got some flyers here that show some of the stuff that you was doing now, because apparently I see that now you parlayed the DJing, and then you had a group as well.
A DJ,
couple of groups.
A DJ and a MC is always going to be two separate entities until you bring them together. Like a DJ is going to start off with DJ, but then you go to the crew type thing. Back in the day, I had a couple different groups, man. I mean,
I saw that. I didn't know that. I knew about the Three the Hard Way, right?
Yeah. Then after that, Skinny Boys.
Yeah, I knew about Skinny Boys, but then it seemed like you had some other stuff going on.
Before all of that, we had a group called Legion of Doom, LOD.
Legion of Doom.
And Mr. Magic from New Haven put out the hip hop bebop convention.
That tri-state compilation, I remember that.
Right, with Chill 3 MCs. It was Connecticut artists.
Okay.
And
Was the guy with the rapping ventriloquist stuff? Was he Connecticut?
Yeah,
he was Connecticut artist.
He was on there too, but that kind of like set the stage for. That door from that date is still open for the entire state, except for the artists right now. Don't know how easy they got it. Back then, we didn't have MP3s. We had budgets. We had to go walk records to radio stations. We had to press records. Now, send the MP3 to the station.
Right, exactly.
Cut a check, take a couple DJs out to dinner, and it's all good. But hip hop, man. Well, let me say hip hop versus rap.
Now, the group I know that you got a lot of notoriety with was the Skinny Boys. I know that I remember being in New York and hearing a lot of those records being played on Red Alert and all of that. So
you got a lot of heavy Philadelphia play too. I remember when I used to be out there.
Yeah, because we used to have to go to Universal, which was down in Philly, to bring records. So the network was set up. The Skinny Boys was an after thing of the fact that after back in the days, we had a group called Superior Crush.
Okay.
And then we had a group called Twice. And it seems like every time we splintered off a group, we would, do certain things. I mean, you got 5 rappers and 2 DJs. Sooner or later, because there's too many people in the mix. So it was a good thing to break off. Three the Hard Way went one way, Skinny Boys went the other way. But no matter what, to this day, we're all friends. And Skinny Boys had the first major, one of the first major label deals, which was with Jive Records, and that was kind of after Steezo had his first major deal with Fresh Records.
Okay.
So, that was cool. Everything else we did was independent labels, which to this day you really still don't need a major label. If you know what you want to do, why do you need a major label?
Now, who was some of the acts at the time that you guys were able to go on tour or to do shows with?
Doc, we showing our age.
Drop some names for me. Drop some names, just so that people know where you been. Drop some names for
Force
me.
MCs, Cold Crush Brothers, went on tour with Houdini, Fat Boy, Salt and Pepper, Heavy D, the original Fresh Fest at the Coliseum. We did 90 cities with that. Rest in peace to the Coliseum too.
Yeah, because we got some of those some of those flyers, and we've been rocking them. And this one here, that's with the Fat Boys.
That's the Coliseum gig right there.
Salt and Pepper, Heavy D, and the Boys. New Haven Coliseum.
Yeah, that's the original Fresh Fest, man.
Wow.
And we did the Fresh Fest last year down in Bridgeport. So
yeah,
I've been blessed, man. DJs are gonna work.
Absolutely.
It's all
Well, you definitely got it because not everybody, us MCs, we can come and go, but they always gonna need somebody to make them dance.
Right.
And as I was telling Stevie, I can't make them dance by screaming at them. So always need a DJ.
He's the DJ. You're the rapper, and you're the flavor to what he does.
Absolutely.
But Connecticut, I love it. No matter where I go, I sometimes I don't want to come back, but just my state. I love my state.
So I mean, when we talk about hip hop and all that you've seen of hip hop, of where it's been and where it's going, what is your feeling about the state of it, the state of hip hop? I mean, you know, do you have a good feeling when you hear a lot of the stuff that's going on, or are you optimistic about the future, or where do you think that's ultimately going to wind up?
I think that, like I said, hip hop versus rap. Hip hop is always going to consist of recycling like everything, whether it's verses or whether it's music. That was the essence of hip hop, taking somebody else's music and doing something with a twist to it. So if we all stay with that same formula, right now it's kind of hip hop. You make a good record everybody can listen to, that's about it. You're not going to have a good album. You can forget about it. I mean, that's why a lot of cats only get one single deals. It's only good for one record single. And you spend all your budget on that one single, then you don't have enough money to make an album. So what are you really creating? A lot of cats, there's a lot of talent in Connecticut. But for some reason, a lot of egos are ahead of the talent. And it's like, you know, I hear something that I like. Yo, can I get a copy of that? Yeah, sorry, man, you gotta go to iTunes. No, I don't. You don't gotta get it played either. A lot of artists and groups gotta understand. The DJs are the backbone of this.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? A lot of cats think they just get a little bit of play on the major BDS station, which I've done college radio, which I loved doing college with you guys. I've been to commercial, and we all have 20 plus years of radio in this room.
Yeah.
Right, we all do. But they don't understand that commercial radio is a business. And first and foremost, it's a business. So all of that, I got some play on the radio. Okay, and I mean, your cousin might, you know, give you some dap, or you might get some, you know, a couple girls, but what is it really doing for your career? Because major labels want to see, number one, they want to see BDS spins. Number two, they want to hear a buzz on the street, because there's no more such thing as a development program. They want artists and records to come doing half of their work. That's how them down south cats made it successful. They took that street knowledge and that drug money and politicked it into their own labels.
So let me ask you, do you think that hip hop, of course, it entertains people initially, but do you think that hip hop has a social responsibility to the community, like to educate or to enforce certain values? Or, you know, like, you know, because when you watch the whole decay of the moral decay of America and the way that the entertainment industry supports such, you know, such garbage, do you think that hip hop has a responsibility to the people to uplift them, or do you think that people should just leave that alone and it should just be entertainment?
I mean, to us, man, hip hop has always been speaking about your life's activities or certain situations in life,
right,
and putting them on record. Or these days, I still consider the same old school format. You got a club record, you got a radio record, and you got a street record. A lot of cats think a street record's a club record. It ain't gonna happen. Don't bring it to me at 1:30 till I put my shit on. I'm not gonna do it. I just think that if they follow the same formula, I think that somebody in Connecticut got to do something. Got to. It's not about sounding like what's out right now.
Yeah, they need to blaze their own trails.
Go against the grain and do what you want to do.
That's right.
And, you know, because I still go by the same thing. If it ain't got a beat, I don't care what you saying. If you don't got a beat, I mean, people listen for the beat first, and as they learn the record, they learn the vocals.
Right.
Same thing back in the day. If it didn't have a beat within the first 20 seconds, I'm taking the record off.
So you need a good groove. Okay, so you're hearing that. You're hearing that. To all of you aspiring
artists.
I was going to use another word for it, but yeah, artists. Okay. Artists, that's a good safe word, because I was going to say you aspiring hip hoppers.
And there's a lot of good talent in Connecticut.
There is. But you know, I still say it that I'm the best MC out here, and I issued a challenge to everyone in Connecticut just to say that, hey, the International Hip Hop Parade is coming.
Oh yeah, big shout to Al Bazar, man.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Man.
And we want to find out who the king and queen is right here in Connecticut. R. Let's see. We got
who they be.
We got
B Grammar Correcticals.
Say what?
B Grammar Correcticals.
Sorry, my degrees in journalism.
See, April Freshness, you learned something new, huh? You learned something new about Connecticut, huh?
You guys are smart.
Man, somebody got to do something, man.
Well, hey,
blow on that pinwheel.
We wanna see who the best MCs are, the king and queen, and that's not only for Connecticut, but it goes for every state. So, you know, as far as the International Hip Hop Parade is, we want you to go to ihhparade.org and register yourself in there, okay? And let's get this thing cracking. Let's see who the best is.
Doc, remember one thing, man. It's a tri-state area for that reason. It's not New York and Jersey.
Right.
It's New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut.
That's right.
If one get in from Connecticut, they all get in from Connecticut.
Yeah.
Not rocket science, man.
Yeah. Well, you know, I think that, you know, people just need to know how to, you know, just go ahead on and posse up and make something strong.
And
make
market
something strong
themselves
happen.
and market their music. And like I said, man, 3 records. A club record is a must. A thug record is a must.
That's it.
And a good radio record is a must. You don't need 10 albums because the only one making money is the dude that's in the studio.
You got that right. Brother White Flash, man, I tell you, we need to just devote the whole show to you. And it was Stevie's initial idea is just to have you up here kicking it with us, because I'm
I'm
the
all
history,
in anytime,
the history that you know and that you got on you. We could spend the whole show, so we're definitely gonna have you back. Probably on a semi-regular basis.
Yeah, because Grandpa Flash opened the doors for all of us.
Grandpa Flash. Hey, that's out of love, baby. That's out of love. That is out of love. Yeah. That is out of love.
DJs know how to mess up a DJ.
We had all types of stuff coming up. We always running out of time, man. We get it together.
I need
better
more
for
than an
next
hour
week.
show up here.
Yeah. We definitely need more of an hour show because still didn't get to the race relations, and we had the orgasm quiz. Gonna have to go for next week.
All right. Well, race relations are worse than they were a little while ago, but they're better than they used to be at one point. So we're done with that.
So we're not gonna hit you with the orgasm quiz this week, there, April Freshness.
So typical that you would run out of time for my orgasm, right?
Hey, we're gonna give
dudes run out of time for my orgasm. Let's act surprised.
Hey.
Blow on that pinwheel.
Listen,
blow on that pinwheel.
What we're gonna do is
no more requests. No more requests. When I get my orgasm, I'll blow on the fucking pinwheel.
I thought this was a G-rated show.
Coming to Harlem. Coming to Harlem.
Hey, look at it this way. You don't get tested. You don't get quizzed. So you got a whole nother week to do more orgasm research.
I'm going to hit the books real hard.
Hit the books.
Donald's been researching in the field for us.
So. The whole thing is just that you can't go to Texas with your realistic dildo because it's illegal. Okay?
Yeah, you can't go to Texas because you're
Don't
black.
bring your dog to the kennel.
3 of you in that room to just stop.
That's right. And keep your dog out of the kennel if you go to Florida.
No conjugal visits with your dog.
Hey, we want to thank you for watching, okay? And we definitely want to thank my main man, our special guest, DJ White Flash. All right, and hey, we definitely gonna get back to you, do some more stuff with you, White Flash. And I got a project I want to get down with you on. We're gonna talk about that as well. Don J, as always, it's been a pleasure, brother.
Holla.
and Mr. Grand Wizard Stevie D.
Yes, sir.
You got a shout out?
Oh, yeah, of course. Al Pizarro, everyone at the International Hip Hop Parade. Hey, whatever DJ got my headphones.
Oh, yeah, whoever the DJ is that stole the headphones out of Van Dome when we did the event on Saturday, okay? You need to return those headphones.
See what I mean? No
Right. You already got the FBI on you.
No respect in the DJ community whatsoever,
yeah,
man.
Nobody respecting the DJ.
If you're not
Sennheiser.
doing their stuff, man.
We're going to teach him one day. Abel Freshness, you got any shouts before we go?
Just to you, Doc, because you didn't introduce yourself before. You introduced everybody. I hope you take enough time for yourself. I just love you so much.
Oh, I love you too, baby. Well, thank you. And
shouting you out, Doc. I'm shouting you out.
Thank you for always being there with us. And, we love April. And next week we'll have it together so you're with us from the very beginning of the show, baby. So, hey, this has been
I'm going to try my best, too.
This has been SM Enlightenment. And, if you like this show, be sure that you spread it, that you share it to everybody. Next week, we'll definitely get into more of our serious discussions about the race relations in America. I have some guests that are going to be checking in with us, and I got some other good stuff for you next week, so don't go away, baby. Every Tuesday, 7 to 8, right here at RadioSEEN.com. All right, and coming up, we have an encore presentation of last week's show coming up right after this, so don't go nowhere. Stick around right here, baby. And as always, in parting, you know the deal. Positive is the attitude. We want you to do for self, be yourself, love yourself. If you love somebody, let them know, because we love you. So pass it on. Peace and blessings, y'all.
Ow, this feels good. I love you, Doctor.
The great.
RadioSEEN.com. RadioSEEN.com.